What's up, my stay-at-home people? I hope everyone's doing amazing and having a great time at this stay-at-home vacation or work vacation or whatever you're going to call it, this craziness. But anyways, I had a couple of tips, and yeah, during this pandemic, as my Bible leader study would say, and don't get it twisted, I've got 7 tips for you to become a rock star model and get those fabulous abs that you've always been wanting. Well, kind of, sort of. But I do have some simple principles that actually is going to boost your immune system and actually will probably definitely help with abs and just your general health. So 7 ways that we can just basically improve our overall health that you're probably not even thinking about. So our body actually eliminates chemicals and toxins in 7 different channels of basic elimination. And so the first one is your lungs. Your lungs, as far as, as we breathe air in. So the quality of the air, of course, now, walking around and going outside, and at the store, everyone's got their crazy mask on, and some are actually getting a little, I don't want to say, model-ish with it, but they're getting those crazy, different designs on them. So it's kind of funny seeing that. So the air you breathe in, the quality of the air, so definitely that's a big part. So the less you're around a lot of chemicals and toxins and or stuff in the air, that's a big thing. So the quality of the air. So here's the thing though, is when you're stuck inside, you're like, well, I'm kind of breathing in the same air over and over. Well, if you can, every once in a while go outside, as safe precautions, obviously. So that's one thing, is the air. Definitely recommend doing, if you're doing like a hot shower or something to where you're getting like the steam, that's a big thing, because here's the thing is the viruses actually love cold areas, and that's why our nose and our eyes are the 2 main areas that the viruses and or sickness, flu gets in. So they always say throughout the day, maybe drink something warm. So the more you're getting like warmth in the body, getting some sunshine, some vitamin D, again, hot shower, just something steam. So they said like steam room, saunas. So breathing in that hot air is a great thing. So number 1, toxins, get rid of the heat. Number 2 is going to be your liver. So this one's a little bit different because, liver is actually, how you say this? Everyone's going to have a different case or scenario here, because everyone's going to come in from a different area. Maybe some people are on medications. Maybe it's diet related, whatever. So your liver is, when we eat food and it gets into our bloodstream and actually gets to the liver to be metabolized. So whether your drugs get metabolized, broken down there, your foods, and that's where a lot of and or alcohol. So that's why I say is be a little bit strategic during this time period, because if people are consuming a high amount of whichever one it is, medications, food, and or alcohol, a lot of the stuff that gets metabolized, if it's overloaded, and not flushed out, then it's overtaxing to the liver, and then becomes what they call like a fatty liver, and that's why a lot of people may have health issues, and then that just leads to other issues down the road. So that was number 2. The third one is actually one of my favorite, because it's movement. It's your lymphatic system. So throughout our lymphatic system, our body, we have, your bloodstream. So you got your blood, your arteries, your veins. Your arteries push the blood out. The veins get the blood back to the heart, and then it's kind of recycled here. So your lymphatic system is actually kind of throughout the body there, and helps remove a lot of the chemicals and toxins. And so, whenever you hear if someone says maybe like breast cancer or cancer in different areas of the body too, it's within the lymph nodes. And that's when you start getting sick. You can feel there's different lymph nodes throughout your body that will start to swell up. And so your lymphatic system, it's important to keep moving, and because the reason is it's not active like for example, your arteries pushing stuff out. We have to actively contract our muscles to squeeze those vessels to push stuff throughout the body, just like our veins too. And when we see people getting when they get swelling within their feet, and especially flying or doing different stuff where they constantly have that swelling on the lower extremity. So that's important. So your lymphatic system, get moving, exercise, even if it's inside, some calf raises, some ankle pumps, where you're standing up and down, some squats, just in general, any lunges, hot marches, whatever you got to do, just keep moving, get those toxins moving. The 4th is actually gonna be your blood. So this one there's kind of some different stuff on, obviously on the blood as far as, removing toxins throughout the body. I think that, a lot of these are obviously going to overlap as far as, exercise being important, can get the blood flow throughout your system. I think the bloodstream, honestly, is best controlled through diet. And that's just personally out of all these as far as toxins go, because the lower amount of acid we have throughout our body from acidic foods, stuff like that, diet-wise is going to help keep our bloodstream at a particular level that we want. So that's going to be big for, again, not just, I'm not gonna say it just is food, but your bloodstream, look at it from exercise, from what you're ingesting, water, and I'm gonna hit a little bit more on that in a minute, but that's gonna be important. So you got your lungs, your liver, lymphatic system, your blood, and then kidney. So the fifth one, kidney. So this one is going to be more on I would say more on the water and what you're drinking, obviously, because the fluids that you're going through your system, how taxing is it going to be to your kidney? And so if you're drinking a lot of people don't think about this, but a lot of the even bottled waters, there's a lot of chemicals and toxins and stuff within there. So just kind of be smart, with where you're getting the water, and or are you using some kind of thing to get the water more alkaline, or is it something that is high in a lot of sugar, or just different things like that. And even, it's not going to always just be bad ingredients. It could be good ingredients, because you can overtax something by having too much of something. But your kidney is also a huge part of getting rid of, obviously one of the waste areas of our body, and getting rid of the toxins there. So that one's big. Another one, you're going to hate me for this, but it's, especially ladies, but the skin. So your skin is actually a big thing that people don't think about. It's the biggest organ in the body, and your skin absorbs a lot of chemicals and toxins. So the reason I say women are going to hate me on this, because a lot of it comes from the hair product, the lotions, the perfumes, a lot of just stuff like that that's going to be rubbed on the skin. So not saying that you don't have to do it. You could either do maybe put on a shirt, or maybe something different to where it's not so much direct on the skin, if that makes sense. And so same thing with when you're thinking about going out, if you right now, depending on, you're probably not out as much, but thinking about suntan, getting the lotions and all that, they have a lot of chemicals and stuff on that too. So again, it's kind of counterproductive to what you're trying to benefit from the vitamin D. So the big thing is be cautious about what you're constantly putting on your skin. When we take showers, there's a lot of chlorine that gets through our skin through that. So over time, a lot of stuff. But here's the deal: if they didn't, put something in the water that we, to clean our dishes with, to take showers with, then it's a lot of toxins going through the water that would probably kill us right then. So it's better than nothing, right? So then on that note, with the water, I'd be cautious too, what you're cooking with, because a lot of that, if you're cooking with it and you're heating it up and you're getting into the food, then hey, there it is. So the last one, I think is going to be probably a big one. One knows about it, is your intestines. And so that's where a lot of the main waste area is. The best way to probably address that is foods high in fiber. Not just alkaline foods, but foods high in fiber. And that's been the biggest one for the longest, as far as preventing colon cancer and getting stuff moving. Because here's the deal: is majority of people don't realize it, but it's kind of like your when they call gut health, and your motherboard down there. A lot of toxins and stuff get stored, and some people don't realize this, but you're carrying around 5 to 10 pounds of extra weight in your body, and those are just toxins built up in the body. So the big thing is, if you really want to be strategic about this and make life a lot simpler, you can master these. Look at all 7 channels of elimination. And I'll repeat those: your lungs, your liver, lymphatic system, blood, kidney, skin, and your intestines. And you figure out, okay, from each of those things I just talked about, if you go in there and you kind of break down simple principles on, okay, how can I address this one, and so just be honest with you, if you just eat a high alkaline diet, if you exercise and move, you're probably gonna get the majority of it. But if you really want to be strategic right now, which I encourage everyone to do, to boost your immune system and to basically elevate, just how fast your body recovers, and then you can solve a lot of problems down the road. Now, if you have any question on this, because I know it can be a little bit more in depth than that, but I think that's kind of like a simple approach, and that's going to be your easiest thing moving forward. And be cautious too about the foods that you're eating now, because a lot of this stuff, again, I know a lot of people are still in that kind of panic mode of, I've got to go get stuff because I'm not, I don't want to go out to the stores much. I want stuff to last longer. I definitely understand that, but at the end of the day too, is maybe there's companies out there that do ship. It depends on where you live, obviously too, but I know Whole Foods ships, and if you're in a small town, obviously I've got a lot of different resources for you on that if you live in small town areas, because that's a huge thing. Back in West Texas and a lot of small town farm towns that people I work with, we have a company we work with where we directly get a lot of stuff to them, because that's the main thing right now is it's all about their health. And so if you don't have your health, it can either be super expensive or or you won't be, or you're not gonna be here very long. That's just the realistic part of it. So let's keep you super healthy. And again, if you have any questions, definitely reach out and I'll be glad to answer those for you.